I'm sorry. But when do we, as people watching this video, and I call it we because we're a community, when do you guys start to give Matt B. Great some credit? All I ask is, I don't ask you to praise me. I just want my respect and my credit when it's due, and I do believe it is due. I find it so funny because it almost sounds like, and it feels like I'm repeating myself. Here's what happens. I make a prediction. I don't think it's crazy. You guys are the ones saying, I know nothing about football. I'm crazy. I'm this, I'm that. And then what do you know? It turns out I'm right, and you come back and you're asking yourself, what in the crap? Maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. I don't ask for much on this channel, but how can you not subscribe after I've proven myself time after time? Hit that subscribe button for me. Come on now. I could sit up here and I could read you off 1,000 comments where I've proved a bunch of you wrong, and I could sit up here and replay 5 to 6 different videos where I also have evidence of me proving you wrong. I'm just simply not going to do that. If you're new to the channel, you can go check out some of the previous videos if you don't believe me, and if you have seen those videos, you already know. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. I'm excited to get into it. After the game, I tweeted this out. 50 likes and I'll upload my Bama and Georgia video tonight. Let's just say I got a lot to say. You guys got that tweet to 100 likes in 1 hour, so I guess you want to see the video. It's going to be late, but I promise you, I'm going to get it up tonight whenever you're watching this. I said I have a lot to say, and I'm going to tell you right now, get you a snack, get you some popcorn, get you a drink, get whatever, get your girlfriend, get somebody to watch this video with you, because I mean it. I have a lot to say. When I predicted Georgia to win this game, what were all of you saying in the comment section of the video? Yo, Matt, how can you do that? You can never bet against Nick Saban. Even you yourself, you said you would never do it. And you're right, I did say that. But here's the thing, and I already said it before, but I'm going to emphasize it once again. Whenever I'm predicting these games, or whenever I make a video, I always make sure I have the facts and evidence to back up what I'm going to say. It's not as simple as, oh, I'm flipping a coin and I'm predicting and hoping Georgia wins the game so I can make a YouTube video and say, oh yeah, I was right. That's not what happens. But here's what does happen. I know a bunch of you think I'm just some random guy that makes random videos, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes you don't even know. Of course, like any other college football fan, I watch a ton of football on the weekends and I try to watch all the big time games. To go along with that, I'm not going to lie and say I do a lot of film watching, but I do rewatch some games here and there and try to pay attention to the important things that I think a lot of people don't even talk about. And for example, in this Georgia and Alabama game, I saw a lot of things in Georgia I liked going into the game, and a lot of things I saw in Alabama I didn't like going into the game. Here's what I didn't like with Alabama. Number one, I'm going to throw this out there. I'm sure you heard it. It's hard to beat a team twice, and once again, we saw that come true tonight. That's the clear cut and obvious. I'm going to go a step farther. Another thing I didn't like with Alabama heading into this game is that against Georgia, what was it, 37 days ago? They already played the game of their life, and the chances of them doing that again against this outstanding Georgia defense was almost slim to none. If you thought Bryce Young and even Jamison Williams, if he would have played the entire game, if you thought they were going to put up over 40 points once again, I question if you really watch football. On the other hand, for Georgia, they had a lot of things I loved about them going into this game. They had a fire burning inside of them and a lot of embarrassment and criticism from their own fans. And I knew a team like that was in the same position Alabama was in only 37 days ago was going to come out and give it their best shot. Do I think Georgia's players were going to play harder and outperform Alabama's players? I don't want to go that far, but I'll offer you this. Whenever your back is against the wall and people are doubting you, and Stetson Bennett was being doubted by many, including myself, I'll touch on that in just a second, you're typically going to perform better than when people are claiming you as the #1 team and people are building you up. I can't dumb it down anymore. The roles with Alabama and Georgia flip-flopped from 37 days ago. The first time they played, Alabama was feeling disrespected by the media and everyone else. And this time when they played, Georgia was feeling disrespected by the media and everyone else. Was Georgia technically the favorite in this game? Yes, it was something like 2.5 points, but come on now, we all knew everyone was picking Alabama to win, or the vast majority. You may not think it's that big of a deal, but as a former athlete myself, I just know when you're doubted, the chances of you coming out there and playing the game of your life is much higher than the opposing team. I think that has a huge role and factor in tonight's game. With that being said, I also believe it leads me into my next point and topic perfectly, Stetson Bennett. I think a lot of you are going to expect me to apologize to Stetson Bennett, and I'm not going to do that. He's still a mediocre quarterback. Did he make some big time plays here and there and when he needed them to? Yes, he did. But ask yourself this question. Did he really win Georgia the game? I don't think so. Georgia won this game because of their defense and their star players. They didn't win it because of Stetson Bennett. Here's the difference. If Alabama won that game, it was going to be solely because of Bryce Young. On the other hand, for Georgia, if they won the game, and they did, it wasn't really because of Bennett. I've said it all year long. I will continue to emphasize it. Bennett is a mediocre quarterback who's going to make some good plays here and there. Another reason I picked Georgia to win this game is I said there's no way Bennett can play as bad as he's played in the first 2 games, and he didn't. He played okay/good. Yo, Matt, come on now. You got to give Bennett some credit. You're really sounding like a hater. And no, I'm not. I'm just telling you the cold hard truth. Don't be brainwashed just because Georgia won this game. And I know Georgia fans, you should be bragging. It's a great moment for you. But don't act like you won because of Stetson Bennett. It's a great story, but I'm not here for sugarcoating things. Everybody's got a tough life story. I'm just not here for all the Stetson Bennett praise. Let's not act like he didn't have a major and a costly turnover in a crucial point of the game, which ultimately led to a touchdown for Alabama and put him in the lead. I will give him his credit. He did come back and respond by throwing a touchdown, but he wouldn't have had to respond if he didn't make that mistake. Here's what I will say about Bennett. I'm going to leave it at this. I don't think he played really good, and I don't think he played average. It's somewhere in between. I think Bennett did what he needed to do and what Kirby Smart and Todd Monken wanted him to do. He managed the game. Let's not overhype this and say Bennett outperformed Bryce Young, because he didn't. I think Bryce Young played a good game. Well, Matt, how can you say that? Bryce Young threw 2 interceptions. And if you say that or bring that up, I highly doubt if you really watch the game. Bryce Young threw 3 to 4 passes that were on the money, including one to a receiver who was only playing because Jamison Williams got hurt, Ajayi Hall. He dropped it, which led to a field goal that got blocked. That probably cost Alabama at least 3 or 7 points. And then earlier in the game to Cameron Latu, he threw a touchdown pass that he just completely dropped. That's 14 points right there. Alabama receivers cost their quarterback. Bryce Young was making all the throws he needed to, and I think he played a good game. He was pressured and hit all night long, and he got almost 0 help in the backfield. Outside of that one drive from Brian Robinson where he was doing a little bit of everything, and I believe he got 40 or 50 rushing yards on that drive alone, he got no help from the running game, and that's been the remedy the entire season. Stetson Bennett did not outperform Bryce Young. I want to throw that narrative out there right now. Look at the difference between the 2 quarterbacks. Bennett was asked just to not lose the game, whereas Bryce Young was asked to be literally a Superman or a Spider-Man. I guess that also leads me to my next point perfectly. Bryce Young didn't have his 2 star wide receivers, John Mechie and Jamison Williams. Now I know exactly where you think I'm going with this. Oh, Matt, you're one of those fans that's going to make excuses. And actually, I'm not. I will not be using the excuse that Jamison Williams got hurt, Josh Jobe got hurt, and we also had some other players injured here and there. Yes, of course, if we had John Mechie and Jamison Williams and Josh Jobe, do I think it would have been a different outcome? Yeah, I mean, I think we would have played better, but I'm not going to go as far as saying we would have won the game. I'm not big on blaming injuries for the reason we lost. As a fan of Alabama, I'm going to take my L and give the respect to Georgia. They won the game. You know why I think that way, and I would highly suggest some of you to think that way? Here's why. Because if Georgia had a quarterback or wide receiver got hurt, I'd say this. Hey, injuries are a part of the game. There's no excuse. So for that reason right there, it would really be unfair for me as an Alabama fan to say, oh, we only lost because Jamison Williams got hurt. I'm not going to do that. We lost the game. No excuses. Injuries are a part of it. It's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. I absolutely can't stand when fans, and I'm talking about Alabama fans, I'm talking to you, my own kind, blame injuries for the reason we lost. At the end of the day, last time I checked, whenever Alabama wins a football game, they don't say Bryce Young and Jamison Williams and John Mechie won. They say Alabama won. It's a team game. And as a team, when a player gets hurt, the other players on that said team need to step up. And in today's game, that didn't happen. And I feel so bad for Bryce Young. He played not the game of his life. He just played his heart out. He didn't get no help whatsoever. Outside of Cameron Latu and one catch from Ajayi Hall, nobody was helping him out. Slade Bolden had some catches here and there, but everyone knows Slade Bolden, much respect to him, he's not a deep threat like Jamison Williams. As an Alabama fan, and I want to say that so you guys understand, I am an Alabama fan and I did pick against them in this game. I picked Georgia to win. I understand a lot of Alabama fans, they're naive and they're always going to think they should win every single game. But what made this game easier for me to watch, I didn't expect to win. The only part that disappointed me, and it kind of hurt my heart, I only wonder if, and I wish, if we did lose a game, I wanted to see us with a full team, and I wanted Jamison Williams out there. It just leaves me wondering what would have happened if he didn't get hurt. Before he got hurt, he had 4 catches for 65 yards. I don't think it's too crazy for me to say he was going to have another breakout game and could possibly go over 200 yards. When you take away Jamison Williams and John Mechie out of Alabama's wide receiver core, I don't even know if it's an average wide receiver core at this current moment. I don't know if Jamison Williams is that fast and John Mechie is also that good at catching the ball, but the receivers in this game, they looked slow. They couldn't get any separation. It was bad. I wasn't really worried because I didn't expect to win, but here's the thing. It was really devastating seeing Georgia's defense dominate Alabama the way they did in the second half. Alabama could not run the ball. They couldn't throw the deep ball. The only way they were getting yards whatsoever is when Bryce Young would make some magic happen and get a 15 or 20 yard pass. I got to give a lot of credit to Georgia's defense. They were bending, but they weren't breaking. When I tell you I can't say enough great things about Georgia's defense, I mean it. They have some studs, and I've said it all year long. I think Georgia has the best team in the country. They just don't have the best coach and the best quarterback in the country, which is Nick Saban and Bryce Young. In the modern day of college football 2021, and it'll probably be this way for the next 10 years, the team with the best quarterback and the best coach, more times than not, is going to win. I hope some of you paid attention to this. Maybe I'm just one of those guys who looks at the close details. Georgia's defensive linebackers and their defensive backs, they hit hard and they run fast. The reason you couldn't really tell how great they were in the first time Alabama played is that Jamison Williams, he kind of was the deal breaker and all of that. He could run behind them and he made their fast guys look not fast. I really hate to continue to bring up Jamison Williams because he didn't play, but he was a big part and a big reason why Georgia's defense looked that good, and their own defensive coordinator even said it to his defense in the game. He said, hey, number one's not in the game, so everything's changing. I know I haven't talked about the first half too much. There's not all too much to say, especially when Georgia and Alabama play. Everyone knows the first half, it doesn't mean that much. What I noticed in the second half is that Alabama players, they look demoralized. I think a main reason for that is also a reason you see Georgia struggle with Alabama. When they know their offense can't put up points, it almost hurts the defense just as much. We really saw that in today's game. In the first half, Alabama's defense was looking almost better than Georgia's defense, but in the second half, their defense was like, dang, our offense without Jamison, we can't put up points, so you see what I'm saying? It's just really heartbreaking and devastating. I think I'm going to end that video off here. I'll probably make another video talking about it tomorrow. But that right there, that's my immediate reactions. If you're a Georgia fan, much respect to you. I predicted you guys to win. I'm happy for you. And I'm also happy, hey, if Alabama can't win it, at least we're keeping it in the SEC. The worst thing I want to see is somebody outside of the conference win it. I'd really be mad about that. Let me know your thoughts down below. And, hey, man, you might as well subscribe to the channel. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.